Okay, so you're thinking about checking out this book, A Man Called Ove. But maybe you're not sure if it's worth all the time.
Yeah, you've got a lot of books on your list.
Exactly. There are so many.
Right.
So we're doing a deep dive today
Mm-hmm.
to help you figure out if this one's for you.
Absolutely.
We've looked at a bunch of Goodreads reviews to get a feel for what readers are saying,
Yeah.
a little bit about the author, Frederick Backman,
Mm-hmm.
and even a review from Medium, just to get a different perspective.
Yeah.
And I got to say, up front,
Mm-hmm.
if you like stories that are character-driven,
Yeah.
with some bittersweet humor,
Mm-hmm.
and, those stories that kind of sneak up on you emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
this one is definitely a winner.
Definitely.
I'm intrigued, but I got to hear more.
Yeah.
Because, from what I've seen, Oaf is like
Yeah.
the ultimate grumpy old man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the poster child.
Yeah, exactly.
For grumpiness.
Yeah, and the Goodreads reviews are full of these hilarious rants.
Oh, tons of.
About things Ove hates.
Like what?
Oh, he talks about how joggers look like Romanian gymnasts. And he hates anyone who wears a white shirt.
Oh, the bureaucracy?
Yeah, bureaucracy is like his sworn enemy.
His nemesis?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny. But does it hold up for a whole book? I need more substance than just some guy
Right.
yelling at the clouds.
Yeah, so there is more beneath the surface.
Yeah, okay.
Backman does a really good job of slowly revealing Ove's backstory.
Okay.
So we learn he lost his parents young.
Oh, wow.
He was very much in love with his wife, Sanja, but now she's gone.
Oh.
He's lost his job, and
Yeah.
to be honest, he's ready to be done with it all.
Okay, so there's a reason for the grumpiness.
Yeah.
But I'm a little worried.
Oh, yeah. What are you worried about?
It's going to be like one of those
Uh-huh.
Nicholas Sparks kind of things,
Oh.
which is not really my thing.
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
This isn't your typical romance. One of the reviewers said it reminded them of Gran Torino,
Oh, wow.
which I thought was really accurate.
Uh-huh.
There's this constant back and forth between humor and real heartbreak.
Give me an example.
Okay, so Oakmare keeps trying to end his life,
Oh, no.
but something always interrupts him.
Okay.
Like he has to help his pregnant neighbor who can't figure out how to install a car seat,
Uh-huh.
or he ends up adopting this stray cat. One reviewer put it perfectly, life's chaos keeps pulling Ove back in.
Okay. I can see the humor there, but is the tone, like, hopeful overall, or is it just depressing?
Okay.
I need a book that leaves me feeling good,
Yeah.
not reaching for the tissues.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's definitely bittersweet.
Okay.
There are parts that will tug at your heartstrings, but ultimately it's about finding connection when you really are expecting it, and how that can make you want to keep living.
Okay, so not a total downer.
No.
But what about the other characters, especially the wife Sanja and this neighbor you mentioned?
Oh, yeah. Backman is so good at
Yeah.
making you fall in love with these flawed characters. Sanja is just described so beautifully. She's like the light to Ove's darkness, full of life and compassion. And Parvana, the neighbor, she's so strong and independent. She just refuses to let Ove's grumbling intimidate her.
I'm picturing one of those grumpy meet sunshine kind of things.
Yeah.
Is it predictable?
Not really.
No.
There are definitely some twists and turns.
Oh.
One reviewer said that they were annoyed at first
Really?
by how much everyone was pushing Oaf to change, but then the ending totally won them over.
Oh, wow.
And there's this whole funny subplot with this cat
Okay.
that clearly hates being in the story.
Okay. So a little bit of animal humor.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I also get wary when a book tries too hard
Yeah.
to be heartwarming.
Right.
What about the writing itself? Is
Yeah.
it overly sentimental?
Not really. Backman's style is it's simple, but it's also very powerful.
Okay.
He uses these really short sentences,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't use a lot of flowery language.
Okay.
One reviewer described it as clean and uncluttered, which I think is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I like writers who can make you feel things without using a bunch of words.
Exactly. And that simplicity, it makes the emotions hit even harder.
Okay.
It's like he's giving you the bare bones
Yeah.
and letting you fill in the rest with your own experiences.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So heartwarming, heartbreaking, a little bit of humor.
Yeah.
Anything else
Oh, yeah.
about the content? Like what kind of issues?
Yeah, it touches on grief and loneliness and, trying to find your place.
Yeah.
When the world is changing around you, there's this one quote
Okay.
that says, men are what they do, not what they say. Which really shows how Ove's actions speak louder than his words.
Yeah, I like that. I'm always more impressed by what people do than what they say.
Exactly. And through Ove's actions, we see him grow.
Yeah.
We see his vulnerability. And it's not like a fairy tale transformation. It's more gradual towards connection and acceptance.
Yeah, this is all sounding pretty good. But what about the people who didn't like it?
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned Goodreads.
Right, so some people found the plot predictable.
Okay.
And the pacing was a bit slow for some people, and some people felt like the ending was a little too sweet.
Okay.
But even the people who weren't crazy about it,
yeah,
they still said it was really emotional.
Okay, so are we talking ugly cry level?
Not really. I'd say it's more of a slow burn.
Okay.
The Medium review described it as a collection of moments that build on top of each other. So you might not be sobbing, but you might get a lump in your throat.
All right, I can handle a lump in my throat.
Uh-huh.
But you mentioned Gran Torino.
Yeah.
Are there any other books that it's similar to?
Well, some reviewers compared it to Tuesdays with Morrie.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the life lessons.
Yeah.
And also the focus on human connection.
Okay.
And it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But there are some similarities.
Okay.
To Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine.
Oh, I loved that book.
Yeah, because both books have these quirky characters.
Yeah.
Who are kind of isolated, but they slowly start to open up to the world.
Okay, that's definitely piquing my interest.
Yeah.
But before we make our final decision, there's one thing I'm still wondering about. You mentioned that some reviewers thought Ove's transformation felt a little forced.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's not like he suddenly becomes this happy-go-lucky guy.
Right.
He's still grumpy right to the very end.
Okay.
But there's like a softening around the edges.
Okay.
You know, like his interactions with people change a little.
So it's more about those little moments of connection.
Exactly, like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Bachman doesn't try to completely change his personality.
Right.
Which I think is good.
Yeah.
Ackman lets people in, but in his own way. He finds a new purpose by helping others. But he's still grieving.
Right.
He's still quirky.
It feels more realistic that way.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it resonates with so many readers.
Yeah.
We see ourselves in Uffer, in his struggles, his flaws, his little moments of kindness.
Yeah.
It reminds us that we're all works in progress and that connection can pop up in the most unexpected places.
I'm convinced I'm sold.
Awesome.
But just to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
What if someone really, really hates sentimental stories?
Oh, yeah.
Should they skip this one?
If they're looking for something light and fluffy, then this is not the book for them. It's definitely sentimental, but it's also funny and realistic.
Yeah.
It's not just trying to be overly sweet.
Okay.
The emotions feel real.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So, final verdict. Is A Man Called Ove worth the time?
If you like stories with interesting characters, humor that catches you off guard, and a kind of bittersweet look at life and loss and connection, then absolutely yes.
Okay.
It's a book that will stick with you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm adding it to my list right now.
Nice.
And for our listeners,
if
you do check out A Man Called Ove, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Did it live up to the hype? Did you connect with Ove?
Definitely.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
And as you go about your day today, maybe think about the Oves in your own life.
Oh, yeah.
You know those grumpy people who seem unapproachable?
Right.
They might just surprise you.
You never know.
Yeah, sometimes the grumpiest exteriors hide the kindest hearts. Happy reading, everyone.